menswear stuff. And Mark's like, I'm going to get it measured up and all that for my suit. I'm like, oh, yeah. You do realize when you walk in, they already know what size you are. And he's like, what do you mean? It's like the whole tape measure thing.
It's just an act.
It's an act.
Yeah,
I may as well be David Blaine. Like, it's an illusion.
Watch me cough this goldfish into the glass.
I would be more impressed with the goldfish with the tape measure on it.
As I'm putting you like measuring what's that behind your butt cheek? Oh, it's a gold. It's a chocolate coin. But like that
chocolate coin.
So when they teach you that, they're like,
there are people. It is purely to sell the image
of like a tailored suit.
You are getting a bespoke.
Yeah,
like you're being measured, you're being fitted, you're getting the experience.
Makes sense. They're not making it. They're not
exactly.
Just like, your shoulders are this long. Okay, so I'll get a medium.
There are pre-made sizes, so we're not going to make it in the back for you.
And then any alterations are done while it's on you.
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Although there is the occasional time where I think you're like a 96, right, for the jacket. And then 4 jackets later, I'm like, okay, maybe you're a 108. I got that one wrong.
Get the tape measure.
Yeah, that's when the tape measure gets pulled out.
But if you worked in menswear for long enough, I'm sure it applies to a lot of retail. You know what size someone is
when they walk in.
Tape measure, it's a lie, Marcus.
No, that's fair enough. I understood. When he told me, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I liked getting felt up a little bit by Damien.
Do they measure my penis with that too? Do they know?
Is that something that happens?
When they walk in?
Damien, tell me.
When you get a bespoke suit made, they may ask you if you dress left or right. And that means what side do you position your penis? So they will.
Did you ask that question a lot?
Me?
Yeah.
Where do you put your penis?
That's where I started to be like,
okay, so
he walks in the door. Where do you position your cock, sir?
And the guy's like, I came in for cufflinks. Why is this necessary?
Anything else to add for the egg?
Definitely
what do you
not.
reckon?
The egg on burger? No.
Just deal with it. Like
there's egg on my face after this. We need to move on.
I feel like, all right, because you worked in it, you got PTSD. Just who cares about it? Let it go. Try and figure out a way to let it go.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, let's leave it there for the egg now, Damien.
All right, this is going to come from capsicum.
Oh,
from what? Do you not like capsicum in general, or just
in general? If I order a Mexicana, like a pizza,
no capsicum.
You wouldn't
give me the Americana.
Yeah. You just wanted to order a Mexicana.
I was like, well, why would you?
Yeah. Sometimes I just like to be a hassle and say, give me the Mexicana.
So would you like the Americana? No. Specifically the Mexicana. Old.
Today is Cinco de Mayo, so I'm celebrating with a Mexicana pizza.
Yeah. It's the way you do it, guys. It's all right.
Of course.
All right, so Capsicum writes in, did my boyfriend really make a Tinder account for what he told me?
No.
I've been with my boyfriend for a year, and for the last 3 months, we've been living together in quarantine. He had a buzz cut since I first met him, but he hasn't got a haircut recently for obvious reasons. Recently, he was talking about getting a haircut, and I told him I thought his hair looked good longer, and that maybe he should only get a trim. A few days ago, I went onto his phone to play Spotify, and I noticed he had Tinder downloaded. I opened it up and saw that it was set up as a woman's account set to swipe on men. It didn't look like he'd messaged anyone yet. When I confronted him about it, he told me that he created the account to look at men's haircuts. I asked him why he didn't just Google men's haircuts. Yeah. And he said, when you search for men's haircuts, it's literally all male models with undercuts.
Okay.
When I asked about Facebook, he said, so I'm just going to get an identical haircut to one of my real life friends.
Okay.
To me, his reasoning sounded plausible. Yeah. But when I told my best friend, she said, do you really want to be one of those women who believes men's ridiculous excuses for cheating? What do you think? Capsicum.
Oh my God. That's actually
Becky, I'm here for Capsicum's boyfriend here.
Yeah, I thought that's a really good idea to actually look at hairstyles.
That's what I thought as well.
That's a really good idea.
That is, we're all amazed.
And he had an answer for every question. Yeah, he had it. Which makes it seem like he is lying, but at the same time,
true, it does make
the
it seem
answers
like
are so perfect.
I think there is so much to pick apart from this.
Yeah.
But like you said, as someone who has looked up haircuts in the past, I'm sure every guy listening to this is nodding at the moment, but why don't I have a Tinder account for hair?
We've all downloaded Tinder.
We've all got Tinder.
No, it's okay. I'm set to interest in men.
That's right.
Just so my girlfriend knows that it's not about that.
It is genius though, because people on Tinder, right? It is people who are trying to present themselves in their best way, right? They're going to have photos of them with a slick haircut, dressed well, and they're just like everyday people.
Yeah.
When you Google men's haircut, you are getting
David Beckham.
yes, and even
Yeah.
if they look amazing with that haircut, it's like that is not going to translate to sloppy me. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to look good.
Right.
You want the everyday person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I think
Tinder's good for that.
It is. And the other thing that's good is, or that I don't like about if you were to show like your barber, like this is the haircut I want.
Yeah.
You don't want them to think that like, oh, you think that I'm going to cut your hair like that? You're just going to look like Harry Styles. Like you think that's going to happen? Like, bro, you are not Don Draper.
Yeah.
You cannot pull off.
You
the
are
Don
not John
Draper.
Hamm. I can't give you the John Hamm.
Yeah.
You're not even a leg of ham.
Not even a honey ham, okay? You're nothing. Like, you don't want them to think like, oh, I want to, this is what I'm hoping to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand.
You know
this.
what? I love that because it's more of, like you said. I would always feel ashamed bringing a celebrity like I want to look like this because it's like no man, you're never going to look like
It's a
John
little
Hamm.
embarrassing.
You're never going to look like him. So you just
Why
like,
do you all wanna
The
look like
barber's
John-
like, we don't have a plastic surgeon in the back to pull off the rest of this look.
yeah, we don't have a liposuction surgeon. We can't do this.
I
for
can
you.
do the hair, the facelift, the nose job, and the
the
liposuction.
looks.
I'm going to need to find a third party.
Yeah.
I think where this guy's story falls apart a little bit is he didn't tell his partner about it. I think if he said to her, I want to get a new haircut.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun if we swiped through Tinder and found a haircut that we both would swipe right on? You know what I mean?
Okay, but
I agree with you, but aren't we allowed to make mistakes? Like,
I am not crucifying this man, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
even if my partner had that alibi, right,
yeah,
I would still be a little bit skeptical because it is a dating app. Like, I think,
you need to basically like put on Front Street. I have Tinder on my phone.
yes.
Just so you know, it's for this
Because
reason.
I think you start asking questions like, why not use Instagram? Or even something like, I might start thinking maybe they've got a real profile, but they've got this backstory to hide their real profile. They might look at
Okay.
this later and jump on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
If he's smart enough to have those excuses, he's probably got another little weasel way.
Exactly.
yeah.
If somebody can write a
Yeah.
Star Wars trilogy, somebody can come up with an alibi like this. You know what I mean?
True. Trade federations and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah. This is it's hard. It's a hard situation because I feel like he doesn't need to bring his girlfriend in on all these decisions that he makes.
doesn't.
Like, when I look for a haircut, if I'm googling like hairstyles, I don't sort of run it by anyone else. I'm just like
It's like
this
the
is-
matching outfits thing.
Yeah, exactly. You don't run it by anyone else. I just do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I sort of don't feel like he has to explain himself.
He doesn't have to explain himself. I feel like you're right in Damien in the sense of he should have probably warned his partner, hey, I'm going to grab Tinder for this reason.
You know what they say? Where there's Tinder, there's fire.
Yeah.
That is the saying.
That is the
Right,
saying.
right.
Where there's Tinder, there is fire. But that being said, like I said, we're all allowed to make some mistakes. Like I could imagine being in this guy's shoes. I don't want to tell my partner I'm going to get Tinder
To
for
look at-
men.
to look at men. Yeah.
To do that, and it's
It's sort of it'll
it doesn't sound
pose too many extra questions
exactly.
to bring it up.
I just thought I could
getcha.
keep it something secret that I could find my perfect haircut,
Yeah.
and everyone will like, "Wow, where did you get this haircut from?" I'll never tell.
But what happens if you fall in love with Derek, 23, who lives 10 kilometers from you?
well, then
what
you
happens
found,
then?
you found your calling.
It's just like, I
Good
love
on
you. I love his
That's
hair.
it.
We can have matching hairstyles together.
Yeah,
and we'll be in
matching
love.
hairstyles, outfits, perfect.
Hey,
baby.
I think people on like dating apps would feel if you started messaging to be like, wow, I love your shirt.
Where did you get it
Where'd
from?
you get it from? Love your haircut. What barber did you go to? Do you think they would get annoyed that people are using it as like a virtual catalog?
Yeah, right.
Or do you think they'd be
Just
okay
jacking
with
my
it?
style. He's not interested in my heart. He's interested in my jeans.
I feel like if I was on a Tinder app and people were asking me about my style, I'd be like, yeah, I'll tell you.
It's a compliment, isn't it?
It's a compliment.
I'm doing something
Yeah,
right.
I'm
But
doing-
you're
yeah.
saying that maybe that's leading them on, though?
No,
So be like-
I think you'd be transparent and be like, hey,
I'm not here for any good times.
Dude, I have a dick, all right? Don't
No,
look
but
at
like he could be interested in men
Yeah,
too.
true,
That's the
true.
thing.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how it works, but is it like if it's men seeking men, it'll only show you?
you can do
Unless
that.
he set up a profile as a woman.
that's what he did. It's a
Yeah,
woman.
Okay, so
yeah.
It is catfishing, but if the first statement is, look, man, I'm only catfishing right now because I want to get styles down.
That's
and your
close.
style is hot.
That's clothes fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a
It's dog-
catfish.
It's dog fishing, you
I'm a-
know, because dogs are happy.
Yeah, I'm a sea bass. Like
Sea
no
bass.
one's ever afraid of the sea bass. Okay, so this is what would you say if you were the girlfriend, like in this situation?
I feel like you can be upset at him for not exposing the lie
Right.
earlier, but I don't feel like it's population dumps Phil. I don't think you need
Yeah.
to go there. I think you can sort of let it go pretty easily.
Yeah, if this case went to King's Court,
Yeah.
I think it would be a mistrial. I don't think I think we would need more evidence
Okay.
to put this guy away.
You can keep an eye on him
Yeah.
to see if he's actually swiping at weirder times, like he's on the toilet and you hear like the swiping like sound going through. Maybe
so hot. That hairstyle.
Yeah,
It's like whispering.
I mean, like,
Okay.
there'll be times where,
So you don't think he's cheating?
Well, I just don't know. I feel like it sounds
Yeah.
so plausible that it's so believable.
Yeah.
Let's put on the other foot, though. Let's just say this is you. Your Capsicum's boyfriend.
Yeah.
This is your legitimate reason. How do you convince your partner that this is your reason further than that? How do you, let's just say that this is reality, this is what you're doing. How do you prove it?
I think the only way is if maybe you showed her a bunch of screenshots of the haircuts you liked and came back with one of those haircuts.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's probably, and even then she
you still
probably
be like,
won't believe it.
wow,
Yeah.
It is a tough one.
It's true, I think, but I think that's the only way. Like, that, that's
Yeah.
how else do you get her to believe it?
Flawed. I don't know. It's a very tough one.
Is it a case of just, all right, I'll delete the Tinder
Maybe
app?
find a different way. If it bothers her, find a different way to find your
Yeah,
hairstyle.
I think all we can say is, as men who have struggled to find haircuts in the past, we can co-sign and say, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
to
It's a
find
great
haircuts.
idea.
But finding a haircut style legitimately is tough.
So
It's
this
difficult.
is like Mythbusters. We'll just say it's plausible.
It's plausible.
Yeah, it's
It is
plausible.
plausible, yeah.
Have you guys ever, like, I love this guy's idea.
Yeah.
But have you ever guys struggled to think of a haircut? Like, I need something new.
Well,
And what have you guys? What could you suggest to Capsicum?
Oh, I don't know.
Capsicum's boyfriend.
I mean, I think that he would just do the right thing as far as Googling stuff because, like, recently I've, like, grown my hair a little bit longer, so I'm not getting it cut the same way. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've always been asking for the same thing. My barber knows exactly what I'm doing. So how do I tell him I want something different?
Yeah.
I need to show him a photo.
you do need to show him a
So
photo.
like that's how I would do it. I'd sort of like flick through a couple of sort of like this, a bit like, and he's like, "Cool, gotcha." Because I don't know how to verbalize that to a hairstylist.
I have no idea what I want with my hair half the time. I usually just go with like, oh, that person's got something like that.
Right.
Let's see what it looks like on me.
I think
hair
you
goes back.
Download Tinder.
Download Tinder.
Give us a go. Yeah, give us a go.
All right, Tinder might
Just
be
let
it.
your girlfriend know before you do it.
Yeah. I'll just yell out to her now. Yeah.
Just clear it up though. Anything else to add with Capsicum? What do you think?
so.
It's a very tough one.
It is a tough one. I think the best case scenario is you talk to him about it. Say, I think it's best you either A, delete the app or.
I'm now going to I'm copywriting this.
Right.
It's a app called Trimmer,
Oh.
Yeah.
but it's haircuts, and you swipe on a haircuts you like, and then you have a little vision board at the end.
Yeah.
Bring it to your hairstylist.
Well,
Is that what are the Pinterest? Like they have like you can have
Shut
a Pinterest
up! No, this is Trimmer.
this is so different. This is so different.
very different.
There was one that we used for baby names where you swipe left or right on baby names, girls and boys.
What was it called?
Kinder.
Kinder.
There you go.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
nice.
You choose basically what you match with your partner. They
Yeah.
have the same app as well, and they say you guys matched on these names. Talk it out.
I'm sure Nestle would have a word with them about like copyright.
Kinder
Surprise! It's a lawsuit.
Surprise! Awesome.
All right, let's leave it there then for Capsicum, and let's leave it there for the podcast. That is all the time we have, but great questions brought. As always, boys, how does it feel? One, done in the flesh?
It actually feels great being in the flesh. It's
The flow?
The flow works.
It does.
It's great to have a time capsule of the last moments of me being a pleb.
Yes,
Yeah.
right, of course,
And,
of course.
it's great.
I want people to be watching The Voice, and it's like, if you see someone
If you
who
see Damien.
who you think Damien is,
Yeah.
send it on to...
Look for a man with a red and white headband, aviators,
No.
just strumming the shit out of
Are you
an air guitar, all right? And that is
Wow.
air guitar, H-E-I-R, by the
All
way.
right,
Copyrighted.
Yeah.
Of course. That's insane. I mean, I really want to watch The Voice. I don't know if I can sit through it, though, but
I don't think I can
God,
do it.
just to see you. Just
Yeah.
to see you.
I know some people that watch it, so maybe I'll ask them to keep an eye out.
Look out for the man himself. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at tqhpodcast@gmail.com. If you've got a question, if you've got a photo of Damien that you found on The Voice, please send it in to us.
Yeah, we'll love it.
Otherwise, that is all the time we have for the show. We really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you, of course, to Marcus.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you to Damien.
Nice knowing you guys.
And as we end every episode,
Stay curious.
thank you again for listening. If you want to get in touch with us and ask us a question of your own, you can email us at tqhpodcast@gmail.com.
That email again, Tom.
Is tqhpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on what, Marcus?
We're on Twitter. We're also on Facebook.
At TQH Podcast. You can find us there. And we are also on, Damien.
Wherever you can get a podcast, that is where the TQH podcast is. Spotify, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, you name it, we are on there.
And if you head over to iTunes, rate, subscribe, and leave a review, that would be fantastic. 5 stars if you think we deserve it. Thanks for listening.